In this video, we're talking about the Trace Labs OSINT Search Party CTF and how to prepare for it. Now, this topic came up from one of the students in this course. They actually asked a question if there's anything about preparing for it. There wasn't. I thought it was a fantastic idea, so here we are. And thank you for asking that question. Now, real quick, I don't work for or otherwise affiliate with the Trace Labs team. I do participate in their CTFs when I can, and I've done 11 so far and look forward to doing more with them, but I do not actually work for, again, otherwise affiliate with the Trace Labs team. Now, real quick, if you're not familiar with the Trace Labs Search Party, essentially it's a crowdsourced OSINT for finding missing people. Trace Labs team works with local law enforcement and comes up with these people to help law enforcement. And the flags we're looking for are essentially clues that could potentially help law enforcement find these people that are missing. And hopefully reunite these missing people with their families and friends and whatnot. Now, there is an entry cost. Costs, I want to say, ranges between $10 to $20 American, I believe. It's been a little while since I've signed up for one. I think the last time I paid it was like $10, $15. So very low entry fee to get in. And you can have up to teams of 4 people, or you could do this solo. Personally, I've done all the Trace Labs search parties solo. However, if you do want to win prizes and that, I do recommend going with a team. You will obviously most likely get more information that way. And again, what we're doing is we're looking for these flags. We're looking for certain information that is given in the Trace Labs CTF, things like social media accounts, location, dates, time stamps, whatnot. And it'll list it out when you actually go through the CTF. Now, the information you gather gathered by your team is given to a judge assigned to you. And depending on how much information you throw out there, it might take a little while for the judge to take the information and validate it. So be patient, and you don't have to send one piece and wait for it to get validated. You can start sending all the information you have, and eventually all that will get evaluated, verified, and then you'll either get credit for it. You won't get credit. If you don't, they'll actually tell you why. So pay attention to flags that are denied and why they were denied. And badges and awards can be given for the winners. And for more information, go to tracelabs.org/initiatives/search-party. Now, certain recommendations for this: pay attention to the rules of CTF. Now, before the CTF starts, they do have a briefing video. I strongly encourage you, whether you've never taken the CTF before or even if you have taken the CTF before, I think it's always a good idea to jump into that preparation video. You're probably going to hear information that you heard before, but it's always a good refresher. And there might be new information that you might need or want to know. And these cases are real people, so please be respectful of that and keep that in mind. Prepare yourself mentally. So some of these cases may strike a nerve with some people. We're dealing with people that are missing from all different reasons. A person may intentionally run away. They may have been kidnapped. It could be due to stress or mental illness or medical conditions. It varies quite a bit. And as you're searching these things, you might find things that relate to either you or people in your life or whatnot, and that might get you emotionally. So try to prepare yourself for this. And as they say in the Trace Labs briefings, that these searches can be emotionally draining. So try to prepare for that. Take breaks if you need to take breaks. It is on a time limit, but again, your personal mental and health and well-being is important too. So if you got to take a break, it's worth taking that break. Get a team together. and determine roles ahead of time. I do recommend teams if you really want to score high on this. Teams obviously, again, could actually find a lot more information normally than one person. But again, determine the roles ahead of time. Figure out who's going to be doing what. Like team member A might be in charge of social media. Team member B might be in charge of doing reverse image searches and whatnot, and so on and so forth. So kind of keep those roles ahead. That way things aren't overlapping if it's not necessary. Now, the CTFs don't always take place in the same country. I've done some in the United States. Some have taken place in Australia and over in Europe and whatnot. So you do want to keep that in mind. The missing people vary in age, careers, conditions, etc. They could be runaway, mental problems, potential kidnapping, etc. So not everyone is going to have the same internet footprint. Some younger people are probably going to have more social media presence than someone, say, in their 70s or 80s. So you do want to keep that in mind, and you're going to have to adjust your investigation accordingly. Now, you're not going to just be assigned one person. You'll actually have several different people that you could select from. I want to say it's usually about 5 to maybe 7 people or so that you can kind of select through. You can bounce between them and start as you do your investigation. So if you're having a really hard time with one person pulling information up, you may want to switch to someone else. And again, depending on who you're actually investigating is going to depend on their internet footprint. Other recommendations are prepare your VM. Make sure it is up to date and make sure your VM is clean. It should be a new VM, not a used one, to make sure your information and findings are clean. Familiar yourself with your tools. Make sure you have whatever tools that you think you're going to need for the various regions. Make sure your tools are up to date and your resources are still valid and working, because things do move quickly, especially with tools when it comes to OSINT. Things that work today may not work tomorrow. So again, make sure they're updated, make sure that they're working properly, both tools and resources that you're using. Make sure everyone on your team is familiar and comfortable with their roles. Last thing you want is for people to have issues or argue about not wanting to be in the roles that they're in for whatever reason. Make sure to keep in communication with your team. Don't argue with a judge that's assigned to you unless there is a legitimate problem, in which case you should be able to escalate that. But in general, if you're trying to argue with a judge about, well, you should have took this flag, probably not going to go anywhere. The judges are, from my understanding, pretty well trained in what is and isn't accepted. And be flexible in your searches and /investigations. Information available, again, will vary from person to person, so do keep that in mind. And finally, good luck in your searches. Again, I think this is a wonderful, wonderful initiative that Trace Labs has. I've been really happy to be able to participate in it, and I hope that you participate in it. Help out law enforcement, help these families and friends that are missing people, and try to get people back home safely. Thank you for watching. I'll see you next video.